Hello. Hello, my name is Mark Anderson, and I'm here to talk to you about some books that I've written. First book I wrote was The Home's Son. And this is a supernatural book about a young boy with supernatural powers, and as he's grown up he learns to use them, and there's also an enemy which wants to destroy him, and you see battles throughout the book, and then you'll see the final battle. This is going to end up being a trilogy. The second book that I had written was He's Alive But, and this picks up where The Home's Son had left off at. But the third one is going to be called Is Home's 3, and that is not finished yet. Hopefully it will be done before the end of 2013. The next book I wrote, since I have a daughter, right now she's 9, I think I wrote it when she was like 7. This one is called Mama, I'm Home, and what this was meant to be was a book for tweens. I couldn't go from adult scary books to a child's book. I had to break myself down to a tween type of book where it's not babyish and yet it's not totally adult and with a really bad language. So I wrote this book, Mama, I'm Home. This has 4 short stories in it. So then that allowed me to use my law enforcement experiences to write Stranger Awareness. Now this book has a lot of good colorful, it's a full color page book, and it has a lot of good information, what children should not do if a stranger approaches them. And this was just due to a lot of my police experience and training, which caused me to write this book. So then, once I lowered my thought process to writing a book on children and like the 7-8-year-olds, I decided to write I'm a Bee. And what this is several different rhymes in it, and a local artist did all the illustrations in this one as well as the previous one I just showed you, and his name was Ian Lowry. He did a really good job on his illustrations, and it's very colorful. After that, my publisher asked if I could write an autobiography. Well, it's really hard to talk about yourself. However, I was able to do it, and I called it Who's Interested. What I wanted to call it was Who Cares? Because it's kind of hard to talk about yourself and say, hey, this is my book. Anyway, this is the autobiography. Then my daughter came up and said, I want to write a book like Daddy. So I told her write it, and this is the book, Lions on the Run. She wrote it, and I took it apart, fixed it, made it a picture book, and published it. Now I used to have a group that we used to meet together, and I used to give advice on publishing books. And the first thing I say is sit down and write the book. A lot of people tell me I don't know how. And basically, just start putting on paper what you want to write. It will come to you. You start writing anything that comes to your mind and start reading it over. And once you do that, you could say, well, I want to change this, I want to change that, and then that's how you get going. If you don't start, you won't start. The bottom line is sit down and start, and then you say, well, where can I get it published? I found a really good place. Now the first 2 books I did pay to get published in Trafford Publishing. Now Publish America will do it for free, and they'll publish majority of the stuff sent to them. However, I have some conflicts with them, and there's a lot of other writers who have conflicts with them. We don't think they're being exactly honest, and that's just our opinion. We're not accusing them of anything, but I would probably steer away from Publish America unless you really want to see your stuff published with them. Now, create a space is a really good place to start if you want to just see your book published, and that's through Amazon. And they do have an Author Central that you could sign up with. I recommend sitting down, having friends or relatives look at what you write, and then take the criticism and make it a really good book. Write what you like. I like the supernatural. I grew up in a haunted house. I have a paranormal group that goes investigating, and a lot of my books are within the supernatural. Majority of it fictional. However, some of the bad dreams I had or whatever I put in my books because they were scary dreams. And when you read my books, you'll find that they are scary books. Hopefully. That's about it. You can find any of my books on Amazon.com or just about anywhere online. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.